Blackstone presents What Lies Beyond the Veil by Adelaide Forrest, writing as Harper L. Woods. This book is read by Ava Lucas. For the ones who find freedom in the dark. 1. The icy wind of the north whipped through the gardens at the edge of the boundary, blowing toward the shimmering veil marking where the world ended. Curving and rippling in the breeze, the thin white barrier extended as far as the eye could see, until it faded into the sparkling sun of autumn. Blood slid over my skin as I brushed a stray hair away from my face with frozen, aching fingers, and tried to ignore the slick, viscous feeling where it coated the skin at my temple. My hand trembled as I reached back into the twilight berry bush once more, grasping the round periwinkle berry and carefully maneuvering it through the thorny branches to place it in the basket that hung from my other forearm. Shifting my body to relieve my aching back from the same hunched-over position day in and day out for weeks, I looked through the branches for the distinctive coloring of the berries that were large enough for a single one to fill my palm.
"Faster, Barlow!"
One of the members of the Royal Guard snapped at me, making his rounds as he supervised the harvest. One could never be too careful with the food that grew in the King's Gardens, which Lord Byron would send to the capital, Unabridged City, to feed the court throughout the harsh winter season. Meanwhile, those of us who remained in Mistvale year-round were left to suffer and starve, with only our meager personal gardens to sustain us. I jolted, expecting the crack of his whip to follow as I shoved my hand into the bush with a wince. The thorns caught the edges of my palm, tearing the skin on the pads of my fingers, until the moment when I finally wrapped them around the soft flesh of the berry. I pulled it back, depositing it gently into the basket, and grimacing at the way the ruby of my blood stained the light purple fruit. Lord Byron would make me wash them myself before he sat me on his lap and fed them to me, as if I should be thankful for the gift of his attention and the food that was otherwise forbidden to me. The thin white scars that covered my hand shone like the web of the arachne when it caught the sunlight, too pale against my skin that was bronzed from working under the sun year after year. I had spent far too many harvests tending to the twilight berries when I displeased Lord Byron. Too many—
Sample complete. Ready to continue?